Good morning, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars, Memorial Day morning, and I typically would have done a few things to this truck, but I've gotten enough, a couple of guys that have been asking me, hey, can you get the photos and the video done on that truck? So they're selling just about as fast as we're putting them up. We put six trucks up for sale on Wednesday morning, and we had 3 deposits on Thursday evening and another one on Friday morning, and then this weekend I think I'm almost, like I said, we had 7 trucks up for sale total, and I think I'm down to just 1. So I'm trying to get this one up. This will make it number 2. They're just genuinely selling just as fast as we can put them up. So this is for you guys who asked me to throw this truck up real quick. It's a 1955 Ford F100, and I like the builds on these trucks. It's just a kind of a backyard hot rod or shop truck style build, but the thing that I like about these is this is all Crown Vic. A couple of things I like about that: first of all, it gives it a Ford front end, engine, transmission, rear end, so it's all Ford. And I know guys like to put Chevys in these trucks, but I like to see them both ways, but I like to see them with the Ford under. The other thing that I like is that when you do a Crown Vic front end, it's actually bolt on to the original frame. So the original frame on this truck's not cut, like when we do the Chevrolets and we put a Camaro, you know, the guys who put a Camaro or Nova front end underneath, and they cut the frame and then they weld the Camaro front end. So anyways, so original uncut frame on this thing, pretty straight original body on this, got a good nice patina to it. And if you go down the lines of the truck, this isn't the original body. Couple little spots of filler, but not a huge deal. You know, this would be, I noticed there's a little tiny bit of Bondo here and here. Well, that's probably where this door got opened and something got pinched, you know, things like that. But that's not uncommon. But the nice thing is you can really see the body on this truck. There's a dent here. And personally, you guys have heard me say it before, these original cab corner is in good shape. A little bit of filler on the side. Personally, this truck, to me, the value in this truck is to leave it alone. Maybe spray a really light coat of color on it somewhere. A little spot here where there was a dent pulled out and some filler there. And this is not a Bondo bucket. I'm just trying to be particular for you guys because I want people to tell me. I'm a golden rule guy, and I want people to tell me stuff. There's a little spot of rust there, a little spot of you know, rust there. That's pretty common. Actually, the sides of the bed are in pretty good shape, and this fender overall is actually fairly straight. So anyway, the point of what I was saying is, cab corner here, bottom of the door, I'm in the dent here. Is if I was going to keep this truck, I'd probably just sand it down a little bit more, a little more bare metal, let it rust, and then throw a clear coat on it. And I think that's the value in the truck to me. That's the value in the truck to me. Aside, you know, I mean, I'm talking about the body. Brand new wood bed back here. It looks nice. It looks like some old barn wood, oak barn wood. Could use some weather stripping. It's got the original weather stripping. And the guy who builds these, he got a little dirt in here. I've been driving it a little bit the past couple days, so you know, this is the way he does them. Kind of, you know, does the engine and transmission and stuff and leaves the cosmetic things alone. But that being said, the bench looks good. Interior paint's newer. It's not my favorite. I think he thought it was going to be burgundy, and it turned out a little bit more, got a little bit more purple color than. But man, just, you know, taping it off and shooting the inside a different color, even if it's a rattle can job, is not a big deal. So not that I'm saying we like doing rattle can jobs, but I'm just saying, you know, if you're doing a rat rod, it's not that big a deal to do. So this is a 1993 Crown Victoria engine, transmission, drivetrain. I noticed the belt was squeaking just a touch, and it kind of wore off as I drove it. I believe we've got 4-wheel disc brakes here, which is nice. And got some Mustang wheels on there as well. So power disc brakes on all 4 wheels, power steering. We'll take a quick look up underneath it where you can see the Like I said, uncut original frame, which is nice. And then you can see, look how clean that, according to the guy who built it, the Crown Vic that he pulled all this out of and got as a donor vehicle is actually a low miles truck car, he says. So original cab corners, like I said, down here, bottoms of the doors in great shape. Rockers look like they're pretty good. There's a little bit of rust there. When I get up under here, original floor pans. There's a spot of rust there on that cab corner. But actually, everything down here looks really solid. And actually, the original fuel tank is still there. I'm surprised that he put another fuel tank in the back, but if it was me, I might try and go back with the original fuel tank. If you look at the back, you can see that the fuel filler neck is here. And that's not a big deal, but since the original fuel tank is still there, I would consider putting it back. It goes right here. And actually, it sounds like steel there, so that was probably patched. Which is not uncommon. Yeah, that's actually a new cab corner patch. So step sides are actually in good shape here. Surface rust, but I'm gonna stick my arm way in here around the original tank. Everything bolted in, welded in. I'm actually going to meet a guy to see a car I've never seen in my life right now. I figured I'd do this video along the way. Of course, it's fuel injected. Make sure I've got it. I'm in a neighborhood, so I don't want to get going too fast. When we get out here on the main road, I'll get up and go. Nice aggressive exhaust system. There's no dynomat in here, so it's a little bit loud, but a little dynomat and some new carpet. The carpet that's in it's actually just generic carpet, and it looks fine. Just the kind that you get at the auto parts store. I like buying the original carpet kits, or put a little dynomat down, and then the original style padding and the original rubber mat. I'm an original kind of guy with a hot rod flair, so I like the fact that when you walk up to this truck, aside from the wheels, it looks original. You peek inside the window at a car show at this truck, and aside from the steering wheel, which you could replace, it basically looks original. It's got tilt steering column, S10 steering column on it. Steering wheel's a little crooked, but that's not unusual. But yeah, I mean, a wood grain aluminum steering wheel would make this interior really pop. Still got the original heater. It's not hooked up, but typically those work. And the engine, of course, has also got the air compressor on it for the compressor on it for the air conditioning unit. So you're on your way to putting AC in the truck if you want to. All right, here we go. It's got the overdrive, fuel injected V8 overdrive transmission. You can just hear this thing. When you stop on it, tons of power. I mean, this thing just jumps. When you're cruising, it goes down into overdrive and it's nice and quiet. Drives perfectly straight. I mean, it really does drive like a newer vehicle. Of course, it's still a little shop truck, ratty rod shop truck. So it's got its rattles and stuff, but it's not a perfect truck. There's a few things. The window crank over there needs to be replaced. It doesn't have a headliner, but it's very responsive. When you steer it, it drives so easy to drive. And yeah, I feel like I'm taking the risk of sounding like a used car salesman. I don't like that. I'm not a used car salesman. I'm an antique automobile enthusiast. license. But the reason I'm saying that is just when I was saying earlier is that our trucks are just selling so fast. If you notice, if you take a look at my sold page on our website, peachtreeclassiccars.com, you'll see we're pretty much just selling trucks right now. And I mean, it's just as fast as we can get them in. Part of it is I'm trying to be real choosy on finding the good deals so that I can pass them along. There's a lot of guys out there, their prices are just really high. Even individuals are sitting at home and they're watching Barrett Jackson, they're watching the Mecum auction, and then they're thinking, well, I guess my truck out in the driveway is worth $25,000, and it might be on the right day to the right guy, but that truck might really actually only be worth $12,000. So it takes us time to scour the classifieds, talk to friends, talk to collectors, and be able to buy these affordably enough to mark them up just a little bit. We don't make a killing on these things. We make a little bit of money at a time so we can pass a good deal on to the next guy. So anyways, peachtreeclassiccars.com. Thanks for watching the video, and we look forward to talking to you. Have a good Memorial Day.